Hi guys, welcome to another episode of BGW Unfiltered. Today we will be talking about privacy versus secrecy. Let's get into it.
Roots in every feeling, yeah. BGW Unfiltered.
In my view, I think that privacy is respect-based, right? And everybody is entitled, everyone, whether you're in a relationship, marriage or not, I think you should be entitled to your privacy, right? But secrecy is deception based. There's a difference, right? So when you're being secretive, and I think it's obvious, what do you ladies think?
I don't agree with what you just said.
No.
Tell me. I feel like privacy is respect based. Do you not think everybody is entitled to privacy?
Yeah, I think everybody's entitled to their privacy. And I think
Depends what sort of privacy.
privacy
What do you mean?
is about having your own personal boundaries. Privacy, if we're talking about privacy in a relationship, it's about your own personal time, maybe your prayers, your boundaries, your
personal.
therapy sessions, just your own personal time.
Okay, yeah,
And
time.
that's healthy.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, maybe time, but not actual, like maybe money.
But that's
houses.
but that's what I'm saying. Secrecy is different to privacy.
Privacy, yeah. There's a
Yeah,
difference.
secrecy is
Absolutely.
different to privacy. But I also think that sometimes it's obvious when there's secrecy involved, right? From in my when I think about it, I feel like when we're talking about privacy, I'm respecting your boundaries as a person, right? I'm
Yeah.
thinking, okay, I shouldn't need to snoop around everything that you're doing, right? That's me respecting your privacy. But when you're moving around in secrecy,
Where Grace is right now, you don't agree.
No, I agree, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you know what? In every relationship, remember, you are your own person. Your
individual. 'Cause
Grace,
married
your
does not
individual.
mean that,
Exactly.
now you've lost yourself, right?
So there are things that is only for you, like your own personal space, your own time to do just things that you want to do for yourself. And that is not secrecy.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
So sometimes, it's when there's secrecy, that's when the other person start to, okay, what's actually going on? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
secrecy is deception.
Yeah.
Exactly. And again, I think it's obvious. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't realize that it's obvious, but I think it is, because when you're moving a certain way, it's no longer about, you're wanting people to respect your privacy, but it's
Yeah.
more about, okay, I've got something to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what is it that you've got to hide?
Exactly, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I think even within the, confines of privacy, right, there should still be, a bit of openness. I don't know how to explain it, right? But
Transparency, yeah.
transparency,
yes,
right?
definitely.
So I don't feel the need to, okay, what are you hiding? What have you got?
hiding,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of defining or just putting that line, and what is the difference between privacy and secrecy? But what's your experience with that?
I feel like we've in a relationship or marriage, I feel like there should not be anything like privacy.
You don't think
Are
that
you
privacy should
confusing
exist at all?
privacy and secrecy?
Okay. Secrecy is almost the same thing, because when you're trying to be private, that's when secret comes out, right? That's when it shows that, okay, there's a secret you're trying to hide.
No, I don't think so. I think there's a definite
Okay, what does privacy mean to you?
privacy to me is things that I do for myself. Obviously, it's not hidden from
Okay,
you
yeah, exactly.
or from
yes.
whoever
So
I'm
when you're trying
with.
to hide, that's
It's not hidden. That's what I mean. Is your own personal time, maybe your own prayer time, your
Yeah, of
own
course, that's-
therapy session,
Yeah,
your
of
own,
course.
just your own. But it doesn't mean that it's hidden. It's open, but it's
Yeah,
just
of
my
course,
own
yeah.
time. It's my own personal boundaries. But if you're allowed to come into, it's transparent. But it's just me having my own time.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
privacy. Because I feel everyone deserves to have their own privacy.
Yeah, of course, with time. But
Exactly.
things like money, there shouldn't be like.
But then,
there shouldn't be anything.
yeah, so there's a clear difference between secrecy and privacy. You still don't agree?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, so like I said, I think that usually I think when people are being private, or they want to be private, some people are naturally private people. Yeah, they're not the types that are like everything is open, this is me, whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm seeing, whatever I'm experiencing, you must see it, or you must feel it, right? But but with the secrecy part of things, right? I think it's obvious when it's like I'm trying to hide a certain thing,
Yes.
and there's, if you're like, let's say it's in a relationship, you're with a partner, right? And if you know that partner very well, I think you can tell the difference. So when there are men or women out there, when you think that you're doing a good job trying to hide, whatever it is that you're doing in secrecy, I think it's obvious.
Yes.
And then this is where the other partner, the other person in the relationship starts to get a little bit suspicious,
Doubts,
right?
yeah.
And starts to, the doubts start to come up and stuff. And before you know it, they start doing the snooping around. They
That's
start
it.
checking phones. They start, whatever, you're in the shower or in the bathroom, and then they go get your phone, put in passwords and stuff, right? So you've put them in that state, right? Because you've started showing that secrecy.
Yeah.
So I think that there is a complete clear difference between me respecting your boundaries as a private person versus...
It's not even as a private person.
A friend of mine once told me one time that her husband, if he was going in the shower, he would take his phone, put it like go put it somewhere in the suitcase, like yeah. Really?
Before going to the shower.
Yeah.
Then that is deception. That is secrecy.
I was like,
not privacy. Definitely not.
that is crazy.
She checked his phone.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, there's something on that.
Yeah, of course. Like and for you to do that is so obvious that that you're up to something. Yeah, you'd actually go and hide it in like up, like those suit what they call it.
The suitcase.
No, not suitcase.
Like the cupboards.
Yeah, cupboards. Yeah. So they put suitcase on top of there, like you actually.
and I feel like it's the same with the ones that are like triple, like that phone is triple locked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like passwords on different levels. So there's no way, that you're going to. That is secrecy.
Yeah.
But then, I think here that I've heard of examples, right, of people, right, or couples that they're completely open, or at least that's it looks like they're open, right, because they open, like both partners have access to each other's phones and there's nothing hidden, right? But stuff still goes on. So it's again, what is it that defines being open?
So do you guys think in a relationship there should be anything called the secrecy or privacy? Do you guys think that?
I definitely disagree.
Disagree with?
I disagree that there should be anything called.
There shouldn't be. Yeah.
There shouldn't be. There should be complete.
Yeah.
Transparency.
Yeah, definitely.
Transparency, and also at the same time, just because I know the password to your phone and I know I can access to your phone doesn't mean that I have to keep checking.
Yeah.
It's just me knowing that if I need to go into it, the phone is there.
Yeah.
But why would
that
you
is
keep checking?
transparency. That's because you have doubts.
Exactly. So it's again back to that whole thing of, okay, you've not put your partner in that state where they can trust.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's needs to trust, isn't it? It's like, if you are, there should be transparency. I agree. But also everybody, deserves to have that space for privacy.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference. I need to know
Space where on the phone?
No, not phone. I mean, what is it? What have you got on your phone? That's
your own
of course.
privacy,
Yeah,
your
of course, yeah.
time.
Yeah,
your own
definitely,
everything. But at the same time, it should be open enough for your partner to be able to assess it if they need to. So that's openness. So nothing should be hidden. And you having your own privacy is about boundaries. But it doesn't mean that you're guarded, you're keeping secret. Everybody knows this is what you're doing, this is how you're moving, this is how you're operating, even though it's your own privacy.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of like men who feel like, oh, you don't need to know my password, it's my privacy? Because the way I see it is, if you can see my vagina, then why
Right.
Yeah.
why so if vagina is not private,
Is there anything more secretive than that?
Exactly.
More
It
private
doesn't
than that,
make
right?
any sense to me.
Yeah.
It does not make any sense to me. the down there is not private. That's what's supposed to be private, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how can a gadgets be private?
That's true.
Yeah. I agree with that because I
Because it
think
doesn't make no sense.
what's more private than your private parts,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You know what? Yeah, I feel like the actual private parts are not private anymore. Everyone's
The
seen
phone is more private
Who's-
than the
everyone has
private
seen
part.
it.
it. Internet.
Everyone's seen
Who's
your
who's
private
seen
parts.
everybody?
Not me. I'm saying internet is in people's privates already.
Yeah.
I'm saying what I'm trying to say is what the actual thing that's meant to be private.
Yeah.
People don't see it as
The
private
phone is
anymore.
more private than the
Yeah,
actual
of
private
course.
part.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but the only reason I think that your phone or your gadget will
Yeah.
be private
It's if
and
you're hiding
will be off
something.
limits
Yeah.
is if you're hiding something.
Yeah.
I do believe that because I think that okay, let's think about it. We all have phone gadgets, right? What's on your phone?
Yeah.
All right. So access to money, communications with other people, right? These are things that, it's to me does not really signify, privacy.
Yeah.
It's more secretive. I
Yeah,
think it's like
exactly.
okay, yes, maybe I don't want you to know how much I've got. I don't want you to know how much I've spent.
Yeah.
I don't want you to know who I'm talking to.
Yes.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So I feel like you're. I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like
it
it
should
should
not-
be.
And I
there
also
should
feel-
be no. It shouldn't be off limits.
No,
to your
Yes.
partner.
exactly.
And I also feel if you don't have anything to hide
Mm-hmm.
and you're in a relationship, it's easy to just be open,
yeah.
and let everything be accessible.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just easy. It makes everything just flow.
Yeah.
Rather than hiding.
Yeah.
That's so. What's the point?
That's not oneness.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
definitely oneness.
But I will ask specific questions to you guys. So what does your phone look like? Is it like triple locked, everything off limits until you unlock it?
I mean, I've got a password to my phone, but at the same time, if I need to open it, I will open it. The password is not for my partner or the other person. It's not. It's just for security, so that you've got kids. You've got in case your phone gets stolen. But if I need to unlock it for any reason, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mine
what about
too.
you?
Mine too. Everyone in my house. knows my
Yeah, that's even the thing.
I know your
Yeah,
password.
exactly. That's
I don't
it.
even know why. I don't know why I have password. on that
Exactly.
phone.
My kids know my password.
I don't know
So,
why.
Yeah, that's
My
true.
7-year-old knows my password.
That's it.
He takes my phone, tap it.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I have password on that phone. To be honest, 'cause I always say I have password. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
So it's not just about having a password. It's about your partner knowing your password, can go on your phone if they need to. But it doesn't mean that they have to be checking it constantly and just being annoying and just
Like I could leave my phone with my husband. I go in the shower and
it's
I won't
fine.
switch.
And that's
yeah.
Someone will call me. Oh my god! Someone a text
Yeah,
message
oh
will
my
come
gosh,
in,
what's gonna
you know?
exactly? Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna do that, that's just long. Like it's
Deception.
all this hiding.
Exactly.
Like
And is it not more like for the
It's
people that
stressful.
are doing it for the secrecy? Is it not more stressful?
It's so
like,
no
it's
peace of
literally-
mind.
Is it not no peace of mind? It is
Yeah.
knocking years off your life, people. Like
it's so stressful.
it's just like and they say that the more you lie, the more lies you need to
Yeah,
do
you just have to cover it.
Line,
Yeah,
line,
yeah.
It's
line,
just
yeah.
not worth
Yeah,
it.
it's
I don't
just
think.
long and it's stressful. Like
Yeah.
just leave your phone. If my husband wants to do something on my phone, I'm not say, let me quickly delete. I'll be, I hope so person's not gonna
Has
text.
not messaged me. Oh my
Nah.
god, what's he gonna say?
It's madness. There's no point. If you find yourself doing that, just go and be with that person. Like, what's the point?
And some men also, let's not say men, some people often they see deception, like you checking their phone, as you invading their
Privacy.
privacy.
Which privacy?
Yeah. So
How is
they
that
don't
privacy?
understand the meaning
Why
of
is that privacy? When you come and
deception and
invade down
privacy.
there, is that privacy?
It's. I think again, it is just being able to define for you what privacy is versus what secrecy is.
How is that invading privacy?
And I don't think a phone
if your
gadget
wife-
should be.
touch your phone. How is that? Because when you come and touch down there, is that privacy? Are you invading? Yeah, that means if you come down there, that means you're also invading my privacy as well.
But you gave permission, didn't you?
Exactly.
No.
With permission, consent.
Okay, so no, you come and start touching me and blah 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 blah.
There's another angle that I think here. I feel like, when you keep secrets, right? From your partner, it almost kind of gives it power to grow. Right?
The power to what? Grow.
To grow for whatever the situation is to grow, right? So let's take an example. Now, if you're the sort of person that, your colleague at work, for example. It started off innocently. You're talking about work. One day we're talking about work, and then the next day, your colleague now brushes you on your shoulder, you laugh, then you go for drinks, and then you're giggling. It's becoming a little bit more friendly, and then the day after, the colleague now tells you that I've always really liked you. I've always really I think you're really
From A to Z.
I think you're really attractive, and whatever. So the thing is, at that point, right, in my view, I feel like that's your point. That's the point where you tell your partner, right? You say, okay, look, even as a joke, there's this, person at work that is blah, 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 I've told her I'm married, or I've told her I'm in a relationship. I've told him I'm in a relationship and whatever. But can you believe all these desperate people out there? Because now at that point, I feel like you've broken the power. You know what I mean?
I do that.
If you
But
now keep it secret, if you keep it secret, then it has the power to grow.
Yes, you're right.
It becomes bigger and bigger, because then the next day it's like, okay, now the person is touching your knee, touching your thigh.
Yeah.
And, it now, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it now becomes a thing, and before you know it, that's how an affair starts, right? But if at that point you break it and tell your partner, nip it in the bud, because you tell your partner, then it's like they're aware of it, and whatever it is that they want to say, or whatever it is they want to do, you should stay away from her, or to stay away from him, or I don't want you to continue. But it breaks the power.
No, but again, do you need to say that? Because tell your partner that. Because
I do.
Because because it can just put a lot of insecurity and doubt.
It depends on what it is that
depends
you're
on the type of relationship you have,
and the type of
relationship you have.
For me, in that type of situation, you should be able to put a stop to it. You should be able to put a stop to it without having to go and say it to your partner, because now is that they're thinking, they're doubting, but
then we're back to the secrecy, right? We're back to the secrecy, because why is it a secret? If from your angle and from your point of view, it's nothing, right? Why is it a secret?
Because it's not a secret, but the point is, I would do the needful. And I will stop it, and that's it. That's the end of it. But I feel like me having to go and explain to my partner, there's this guy, he was prophesying his love for me. He was saying this, saying that.
No, it's not. You don't. I personally don't think you need to wait until the point where it gets to prophesying love. How did we jump from 0 to 100? You know what I mean? Why did we get from, okay, we're just hanging out as colleagues, to now I'm prophesying my love? That means you've allowed it to grow to that point, right? So I think that before it even gets anywhere close to that point,
You need to say.
yes, there's this person is, can you believe this silly person, and blah 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 blah, and then it's like it breaks that power, like that chain, that hold, straight away.
But even the fact that you're saying it to your partner doesn't mean that you're breaking it. You can just be saying it. Maybe you just want to hear the reaction. You just want to make them feel like, there's somebody that is eyeing me, that is looking at me like this, or to make them feel jealous or some type of way. But it doesn't necessarily mean that's the end of it, or maybe that it breaks the power, like you said. But I just feel like in that situation, if you're able to handle yourself appropriately, you're able to put a stop to it and break that situationship or whatever is about to happen, then you don't need to say. Because now it's creating doubt.
It depends on the individual. Me personally, me, I talk a lot anyway. So me, anyone,
we know.
Right? So if I go to party, if I go wherever, and someone chats me up, I always go back and tell him, because he's not, my husband is not the jealous type at all. I always tell him.
It will shock you.
I always tell him, but I always say to him, when women come and toast you, do you come and tell me? I always tell him.
But does he come and tell you?
He won't say it straight. Who toast him anyway? No, he won't how can I say it? He might not say it. He might not say straight away. He might not say straight away. But maybe like later.
But the thing is every time, everything. That's the thing. Just because it's telling you this, a girl came and approached me and this is what I said, this is what I done, doesn't mean that's the actual fact.
Yeah, of
but
course.
what I'm saying is, when you're in that situation, you should be able to do the needful and put a stop to it without.
No, but you telling your partner,
respectfully.
but you telling your partner doesn't mean that it stops you from doing the needful. You should still do the needful.
Of course, yeah.
Right? There's no, it's not one or the other. It's
right.
you have to do both. But I think that is just kind of transparency, right,
Exactly,
for your partner. Because who knows? I mean, other than the fact that, you know, your partner, you know, you're for the sake and benefit of your relationship, you keeping that line open that we're talking about everything.
Yes.
It's also the fact that what if your partner somehow gets to find something out?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
fair
Let me
enough.
give,
Yes,
let me give you
definitely.
let me give you an
Yes.
example. So I remember like some years ago before I met my husband. So I met this, should I say uncle? So I met this, should I say uncle? So yeah, so he was chatting me up. He was saying he will call me, come and cook for me. No, come and cook for you. Anyway, so
And he's got a wife in Nigeria with 5 children.
exactly, don't mind him. So anyway, obviously I didn't go out, just say no. Anyway, so after I now met my husband, so we went, me and him was at a club, and so another guy who was like a younger brother to my husband, we now saw this uncle at the club, but thank God, me I talk too much anyway. I've already told my husband, I've already just studied his story. Even though we haven't even met, even though we have, when that uncle was chatting me up, I haven't met my husband. So he already knew about him anyway. So as that uncle saw me with my husband, obviously it was not my husband then. We were just dating then. So he saw me with my husband, and then the other guy, like a younger brother to my husband, knows that uncle as well. That uncle was now telling that my husband's younger brother that that he has been chatting all this.
You didn't allow.
That I didn't allow, that she's such a good girl.
Exactly.
No, but the point is, even if you did, even if you had gone to cook for him, at the time it would have been irrelevant because you wasn't with your partner. So
Okay, so like,
but it would just be like your image or your reputation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and that matters.
Of course,
That matters, because then
that's not
then
secrecy
if
or
your
deception.
husband had found out that you know, and you know, this uncle was talking to you and blah 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 blah, and you know, he was talking, even whether you refused or not, it's like, oh, okay, what else is going on?
Exactly.
Who else is doing this and whatever? And you know, and in their minds it might be like, okay, it might take the right person to now say that for you to do it. Do you know what I mean? But when we keep the line and communication open, then it just kills it right there. So then your partner also wouldn't feel like, oh, there's something that you're hiding from me.
Exactly. And also that even gave him confidence that, my wife, she's my girlfriend at that time, she's not loose.
She's not one of those
the loose girls.
Yeah,
because he really, really said nice things about she's this. He even now to now when that uncle and my husband see, they always hug and we're not hugging.
It's a shame you don't have anything nice to say about him.
You know, so it's really, really important.
Yeah, so that's I think so as
there shouldn't be anything as privacy in marriage.
Secrecy.
Secrecy in marriage.
But on the flip side, you know, some partner, they confuse privacy to secrecy. Maybe because of trauma. Because they don't believe that, why do you have a password on your phone? Why this? Because of something issue that's happened before. So they project that on their new partner because of what they've endured in the past. So they're always very anxious. So even if the partner is just having his own private time, they want to be invasive. They can't, you know. I mean, what do you think of that?
You mean like if you know, let's say the female in the relationship, she's had some sort of trauma from past relationships. So she
she's always very
projects
and very anxious
in her new relationship.
Yeah.
So
even confuses being
like privacy,
secrecy. So
I think that happens a lot, right? I can believe that happens. It then what is the role of the other partner in that relationship?
Reassurance.
Reassurance. I think it is. It's like, you know, in this day and age, everybody comes with baggage, right? And I think it's just understanding your partner.
Yeah.
And, you know, that creating that. So if you're that sort of person, right? Okay, you know that you've married
your wife
with somebody. Exactly. And you're not the one that's like, my phone is my privacy.
Exactly.
My phone is my whatever.
You're even making it worse.
You're making it worse, right?
Yeah. There was this quote, I think I sent it to you, or you sent it to me. This guy said his that the wife checked his phone, but he wasn't upset.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't upset.
Then he now questioned himself that what is it about me, or what is it that I'm doing that made you feel like you need to be suspicious of me, that I'm doing something.
Yeah.
You know, so he rather than get upset that she's checking, she's snooping around.
Yeah.
So he's questioning himself that what is it that I'm showing you, or what is it that I'm not doing that is making you feel like I need to check my phone.
That's so nice.
That's a very healthy.
That's a lot of
mindset.
self-awareness.
Experience of African men. African men will say,
That's
but then there's
that's
another
level of self-awareness.
Yeah, another.
That's the next level of self-awareness. So right, we know like some partner will be angry with the partner or why are you checking my phone? Why are you snooping around? But he's looking at himself like, what is it that I'm doing that is making you feel like you need to doubt me, you need to question me? And then he's
that's a
trying
man
to
who is
emotionally intelligent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is very rare these days, trust me. It's
Absolutely.
very, very rare.
Yeah.
To find men like that. Especially the African men. Oh,
You're an African man. Oh my gosh, there was another angle I was coming from, and now you guys
You forgot. Well,
but I feel like a man who truly loves you would always want to reassure you.
yeah.
Like if the wife is like, maybe she has been cheated on before in the past.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
like you would always reassure her. That's not when to start doing things that will now give her high blood pressure or now start making her doubt you even more.
Yeah. So now, what do you guys think about this angle? Because I heard this recently from one of you guys, and I won't tell you who.
I'm sure we know ourselves.
That even a guy that gives you, let's say, that quote unquote peace of mind, right? And you feel like, okay, there's nothing to worry about, that you should still do that audit. You should still do that check.
The check.
Yes.
I saw it, MOT check. I saw it online, like MOT check.
It's like everything is going so well. Alarm bell.
MOT check. So what I saw it online.
So you're talking about when everything is going well in the relationship.
When you feel like everything is going on, right? Like, do you still think that you should? So, but essentially, do you think that couples in relationships should only be doing the audit check, right, when there's something to be suspicious about, or even just every now and then, okay, let's just make sure that
Health check.
the devil it's a health check. It's like the health check.
Conquered him somehow.
The devil has not found a way inside yet,
Oh my God.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't know if everything's going well. Why do I need to check?
Yeah, like why are you looking for what is not lost?
Exactly. I'm not gonna check.
Like why are you just
One of
like
you said it recently.
It's only if you give me a reason to, then I'll check. Yeah.
Yes.
If you give me a reason
If there's
to,
no
I'll check.
reason, if he's showing up for you the way he's supposed to show
Or you
up
might
for
just
you,
want to check just for checking's sake. I don't know.
I mean,
You might just want to
but
check
that's
just
like-
for checking sake. I don't know.
I mean, how often does that happen? For you to check somebody's phone or just have questions in general, it's because you have doubt.
Yeah.
What about like money though? Like couples who hide money from each other.
I think that's a no-no in a relationship. In a marriage, I think that's an absolute no-no. Because if you're hiding your money, how do we grow together? That's the way I think, right? It's like, what are you doing with money that means that you need to hide it? Because for me, it's like, when you're together as a couple in a marriage, right? You're building together. There should be complete transparency. Okay, this is what we're doing. Whether it's a project in Nigeria, whether it's we want to buy a house here, whether it's whatever, it should be completely open. That's what I think. Money, because money is one of the major causes of issues in relationships.
That
right?
is true.
I feel you, but
Yeah.
you're right. That's how it should be. But unfortunately, with the way life is right now and how some men have been moving mad
Yes.
these days, you have to protect
As a
yourself.
woman,
Especially,
especially
exactly. You gotta protect
as a
yourself.
woman especially,
Yeah.
I just
Especially when you've heard stories or you've been through something, like you just let
And
me
it
just keep
depends
something
on the
small for
man.
myself because you never know.
It depends on the man and it depends on the type of your relationship. Because for some couples, the man or the woman might feel like they need to have their own just in case.
You can have your own. Okay. So
Men don't really think like that.
Yes.
Usually women.
yeah, but you
Because
can
usually
have-
the
you
men
can
that
have your
want
own.
to live with
But whatever we are saving together, or whatever we're doing together, should
even
be
the
a
savings
joint
stuff, we can't
thing.
save with man again. Even the saving, save, you can't save with man. It's hard to save with a man.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's important in, relationship to be
It is,
transparent, because you can't be transparent in one area and then not transparent in
But
another.
when it
Then
comes,
what
when
is-
it comes to money,
yeah.
in a relationship, you guys need to have a vision and a goal. I'm not just going to open my bank account. Okay, this is how I have. This is what you.
Why
have.
is it your bank account?
Because it's mine. It's my name.
No, okay,
But
okay,
I'm
yeah.
saying for there not to be transparency is because there's no vision, there's no goal. So for a lot of women, you have to have your own backup just in case
Exactly.
anything
Yes,
happens.
of
You
course.
don't know
Because you just never know.
But if you're in a relationship
just
that
never know.
there's a goal, you guys, there's that total transparency. You have a vision. You know what you're going. Then that can work. It's like everything is open. We have plans, we have goals, we have targets. But when you're in a relationship that there's no vision, there's no target, there's no goal. A lot of women tend to have their own money on the side.
Yeah, of course, for rainy days.
For
yeah.
rainy days, because you never
Because of
know.
past experience and even what
Exactly.
happens on social media or what their friend has been through,
But even if everything is all well and good and rosy, I believe that everybody should have their own.
Of course.
on the
God
side.
forbid the man dies. What are you gonna do as a woman?
I mean, come on. That is
different.
having
That's
that mindset that, you don't. When I say transparency, I mean complete transparency from, within the marriage,
Okay,
within
yeah,
the
of course,
relationship.
I understand.
Right?
That's how
and then
it
that
should
means
be.
that okay, it doesn't mean that I need to be going to daddy for money to buy personal items. I need £10 to go and do food shopping for the house. No, there's complete transparency. You're equal partners in making decisions and stuff, right? That's what it should look like.
That's what
ideally,
it should
right?
look
Yeah,
like.
that's the ideal
Yes.
relationship.
But unfortunately-
Absolutely. That's the ideal relationship. But
Yeah.
a lot of people are not in that ideal
Yes,
relationship.
exactly, yeah.
In an ideal relationship, there needs to be complete transparency.
Yeah.
Savings, everything. We need to know what we're doing. We need to be in alignment with everything. Money, phone, whatever, the household. But a lot of people, when there's doubts,
Yeah.
people, whether a man or a woman, you
Yeah.
feel like you need to have your
Something
own
to
on the
kind of-
side,
yeah.
something
Of
course.
to protect
And
yourself, just
what-
in case, because
Yeah.
you never know.
And what I feel like is in situations like that, the couples who do, have a joint vision, joint savings, and have a plan for their lives, they tend to do better.
Of course,
Yeah,
A lot
yeah,
better
yeah,
than
absolutely.
the ones that are like, okay, yeah, I have my own savings here, you have your own savings here, we have whatever, you do your thing, you do your thing. So on the side, you could be buying flowers and whatever
Yeah.
for your side something, and you're doing your own thing and you're planning just in case.
Yeah.
Why should there
then
be
there's
a
a
just
crack
in
in the
case?
first place.
There's a
crack
Yeah,
in the
exactly,
first place.
yeah.
Exactly.
But like I said, in an ideal relationship, there needs to be oneness. Everything
course.
needs to be open, and it just makes everything flow.
Yeah.
It makes life easy.
Yeah.
You have a vision. There's a vision. But when that crack is there, and then the other person feel like, do you know what? I need to think of myself because
Yeah.
there's doubts.
True.
Yeah.
Things. So that's the only reason that I will think otherwise.
I feel like the reason why a lot of women would hold back their money is because some men are just waste. Like, is it a man who's cheating on you that you want to give them your saving? Would you do that? No, of course not. Is it a man who's not a leader? A man who every day you're always crying?
Yeah.
A man who doesn't make you happy?
No direction.
Yeah, no direction, no, like you don't even know where you're gonna end up tomorrow. A man who's not even good with money. So is it that type of man that you'd wanna like be
Transparent.
with your money?
Yeah, when it comes to
Like
money.
most women, especially with what's going on social media these days, and even from word of mouth, people every woman now wants to be smart and put some
Protect
money aside
themselves,
because
yeah,
exactly protect
yeah,
themselves
yeah.
because they don't know what can happen. Yeah.
But do you not think here that then you should address the fundamental issue? I think here that then why?
What do you mean address the
but
fundamental issue?
what kind of life is that? Right, you're saying here that
Sometimes the women are saving a little bit just
so
For
they
escape,
get out.
yeah,
Yeah,
for escape,
escape,
yes.
yeah.
So that's so when we're talking about transparency and secrecy, and obviously money comes in play, that's the time that you find that a lot of women are not transparent when it comes to money, because you know that okay, this relationship already has a crack. I need to prepare myself
Just in case.
just in case.
Just in case. You never
And
know.
I think that is not about. Do you still think that's secrecy? That is just
It's
protection.
secrecy.
It's
Yeah, it's
secrecy.
secrecy, but that
It's
is
secrecy,
protection.
but oh well, what
Yes,
can you do?
that's protection.
I knew a lady who I used to, her kids and my kids used to go to the same school. Whenever she was pregnant, she would collect this is UK. She would tell her husband that give me money for maternity. Yeah, because obviously you don't pay for maternity here. When she gets to the hospital, she will tell the husband that she's going for a hospital appointment. She needs money. Yeah.
And the husband doesn't know.
Yeah, he didn't know. Yeah,
Well, doesn't he not live in the
no,
UK?
yeah, obviously he just came here, so he didn't know what was happening. So whatever she told him, he believed. She'll collect the money. Yeah, women have been smart these days. Yeah, women
And
have
this
been
is what
smart.
I mean.
these days.
That's not in the ideal relationship.
exactly, yeah.
An ideal relationship,
Sad.
there needs to be complete openness.
Yes, they should.
Money,
Yeah.
phone,
Everything
needs to be transparent.
Yeah.
But when you feel like, when you were talking about money, for a woman to have her own aside is for rainy days,
Of
for
course,
protection, is to have her own, because like
Because you don't feel secure.
You don't feel secure.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Some
That's the only reason.
men are even building house, or even women building house back home. The partner doesn't know. Yeah, or even doing something for their family back home. Why the partner doesn't know? Yeah, it's really mad. But what can you do? It is
It's
what
a
it is.
crazy world.
Yeah.
It's a
Ideally, it
crazy
shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with everything going on, you have to. A woman has to be smart. Is this? Use your Apollo? Or what they call it? Use your number 6.
And I think it's also, there's an element of, the transition from our generation. I think everything we talk about, there's always an element of a transition from the generation before us and the generation after us, right?
Yeah.
Because back then, generation before us, I don't think the wives knew anything that was going on.
Even when they get paid, they'll put the salary on the
Yeah.
table. This is what I've earned. So the husband will now decide what to do
What
with
to do with it and
Yeah.
stuff.
A lot of the men didn't even work. It's the women that will go to farm and do everything and still bring money.
If he happened to work, then he is the one who is literally controlling everything, and the woman did not know anything that was going on, right? So it's like, okay, you inherit a little bit of that, but then also inherit, and then kind of you're in a different generation, and we think a little bit differently, right? So now we're like, okay, a little bit enlightened, and
We're more
Yeah.
we should
woke.
work like that.
Walk.
We're
That's
woke.
the one. That's the issue.
We're-
A woke generation, yeah. And this Gen Z, they're even more woker than us.
Definitely.
So guys, we've come to the end of this episode. We hope you found it interesting. Please share your views and your opinions. What do you think? What do you think is the difference between privacy and secrecy in a relationship, whether it be romantic or, any other type of relationship? What do you think? Can you tell the difference? And how, will you be able to tell the difference, right? Please share your comment in the comment section. We would like to hear it. And please subscribe, follow, and like. We would like to interact with you. So yes, until the next topic, BGW signing out.
Signing out.